Hey, listen up. Big idea. What we are doing is we are finding where two lines intersect. This entire chapter is nothing, the entire chapter, but finding where two lines intersect. There are three methods. Listen, please. There are three methods to do this. The first method is called the graphing method. We're spending 3 days. Today's the third day. Nothing new, right? I'm not showing you anything. Some of you are ready to move on. Some of you are, you're going to appreciate that we're doing this for one more day because this will completely solidify your knowledge of this. Secondly, the other thing I need to accomplish is we got to make 100% sure, Aiden, put all that away, please. Okay? And trust me when I say you're not impressing them when you do that. The second thing we're going to do is we're going to make 100% sure we can use our calculators to get this answer. Okay? That's the main goal of those two things. I can solve this by graphing, and I can use my graphing calculator to get to an answer. Like I said, most of you probably don't need a third day, but you will appreciate that we're doing it for a third day, nothing new, once we do the new stuff tomorrow. The other two techniques are called substitution elimination. We're going to do 3 days as well, each one. For substitution elimination, you need 3 days. You don't really need 3 days for graphing, most people, but some people do. But for substitution elimination, you're going to need 3 days. After today, no more graph. We will use our graphing calculator to check our answers, but we're not going to graph to find it. We're going to do it all using algebra. There's two techniques, one substitution, one is elimination. I'll explain why we need two techniques when we get to that class. So here's what we're doing. 12 questions. Why do you already have the last night's over?
No, I'm still, I'm good.
All right. 12 questions. Right? I got plenty of time to walk to every single person and say, you got this or not? If you don't have this, I can spend the entire class helping you do each individual one.
So this is individual.
I am not teaching you anything new. I'm going to hand you a worksheet that has 12 of these. Here's the first one, by the way. The 12 of these. Okay? Recall that 3 things can happen. We've only seen 2 of them. 3 things can happen when we do this process. You can find where the lines intersect. Well, where they intersect is the answer. They could be parallel, there's no solution, or they can be the same line. You're not going to see the same line until we do substitution elimination. None for graphing, because literally, it'll be the same darn thing, right? When you look at it. Substitution elimination, you won't know it's the same thing, because they'll be in a different form. They won't be in y equals mx with b form. What's up? So for the test, listen up, for the test, there will be a calculator portion. I will give you an impossible one to do by hand. All I got to make this is 325, and you can't do it by hand. With a calculator, it's no big deal. Okay? So yes, there will be a calculator portion on the test where I give you 2 equations, and I ask you solve the system using your calculator. Okay? So today, as you're doing this, there's 12, just 12. Most of you should be able to do the whole thing in class. I want you to do each one by hand. The process is you identify the y-intercept first. We put it on the y-axis. We apply the slope. The slope is -1/2. That means go down 1/2, down 1/2. You go in the opposite direction because either there's not enough space or you want to go in the opposite direction. We do the opposite of both numbers. The opposite of -1 is +1. The opposite of 2 is -2. So from here, we go up 1, left 2, up 1, left 2, up 1, left 2. You have to put that many dots? No. Usually I put 2 or 3 and call it a day, if I can even fit 2 or 3. You go to the second one. Y-intercept is -3, so put a dot on -3. The slope is -7/2. I can't go down 7, there's not enough space. So I'm going to do the opposite. The opposite of -7 is +7. The opposite of 2 is -2. So I'm going to go up 7, left 2. So up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 over. Oh, there it is, right there. Done. Do you have to draw the lines? Well, if you like to. The goal is to find a point of intersection. Negative, what do we have? -2, 4 makes both of these true. Okay. You grab your graphing calculator, you type them both in. Remember, when the first number is negative, you got to use the negative key on your calculator, not the minus key. Okay. Questions about anything we're doing?
No.
There's 12 of these. I'm going to hand this out. You're going to get started.
And if we need help, ask me.
And I'm going to collect your homework from yesterday as well, too. And absolutely 100%.
Can I click?
Yeah, why don't we do that? Absolutely 100%. Harley, you weren't here, so I don't know if you got the calculator handed out when you were here on Friday. Okay, so you did it once on Friday, but I will help you to make sure you have it down solid. Aiden, I'll help you to make sure you have it. One above you.
Yeah, it's not done.
One above you.
Yeah, you only have two.
You get a car. You get a car.
What kind of car is it?
I don't know. I'm thinking about buying a new car. Sorry. All right.
See, I can do it.
Haley, are you online right now? No one is online. So, online learners, all we're doing is the review sheet. I didn't get one. Say C. Yeah, that's. All we're doing is this review sheet. Send me a chat or email if you need help. You as well. Just remember you have to use the thing. Oh, I know what I wanted to show you guys. Watch this. So there are better than the graphing calculator, but they're online. One of the most popular ones that people use is something called Desmos.com.
I use Desmos.
So Desmos.com, you can type the equation in any form. You don't have to have it in the form of y equals. So for instance, if you have the equation 2x plus 3 equals y.
One, please.
Sorry. And then you type in your second one. Maybe it's 3y minus 2x equals 10. Notice Desmos very quickly. If you're at home and you're asked to graph something using your graphing calculator and you're like, I don't want to go to the effort of solving for y, you can always pull up Desmos, and Desmos does it really quickly. Now, I just gave you a really ugly one.
Is that not cheating?
It's not cheating. This is
Okay.
fine. But I'm saying if it asks you to use technology to graph, and I do this all the time, when we get to at least Algebra 2 and higher, part of the process is using technology to help you solve the problem. It's not like you're using a calculator in 4th grade to do your multiplication. It's you're expected to use your. I mean, this is also why we require you to have a graphing calculator, because we expect you to do this. All right, so I'm going to let that play out for a little bit longer, just in case someone comes online and has a question. Is there anybody online right now? Nope. And then I'm going to help Aiden do his calculator. Now remember, you got to do it by hand first, but I'll show you this. All right. So here we go. That's why he came up with that one. All right. So on button. How do you make the calculus?
What if it's 3/4? I knew it. See?
So you were
Right here. So great.
Okay, so we have them both entered. So there's your first line, and there's your second. The intersect right there. You can move your cursor around. Yeah. See, it's not great if you can move it down a little bit. Move to where the intersect is. No, remember, we're going to use it back on every one to check.
What did Lance
Can I do it to first?
You can if you want to. But you gotta be able to do it by hand.
Yeah, I do it.
There's the intersection of roughly of 1, -1, and positive.
I'm just tired all the time.
That's just not accurate enough. There's another way of doing it. See, you go calculate. Color is- calculate.
Or maybe.
And that's always one.
I'm actually.
Notice the fifth one down is short out or hit the number 5.
I'm actually.
It's gonna say which line you want to use. See, the cursor's blinking on one. You want this line. So when it's blinking on the line you want, you hit enter.
Where's this video?
You want both. You hit enter. Then it's the second line you want. Enter. You want to delete. It's just that yes, and you just hit enter one more time.
That's equal to 4.
Bottom
That's
will
a,
tell
that's a,
you
line. Yeah. Negative 1 or negative 1.
Yeah, that's like harder on hardcore level. Yeah.
That's how you use it. So why equals
Never usually.
you don't have to now. You either type over or you can. Okay, so.
Whoa, what I do? Oh.
Oh.
So we're gonna open parentheses. Remember
Yeah.
we talked about
Wait, I just showed you. Oh, Desmos.
So there's your.
Wally, yes.
No. That's probably one of my favorite Pixar characters is Wally.
Wally is.
Wally's amazing.
Negative.
You the person inside who did the sticky.
Four next one.
If we check calculators.
Five. That's just
Totally.
and then you enter 3 times.
What is that?
Okay.
We okay, everybody?
Should I do first thing or by hand?
I just want you to get to the point where there's no doubt you can use your calculator.
Here.
And do it by hand.
So can I do this page, like these?
Well, you have to do everything by hand. I'm saying if you don't want to do the calculator for all of them, and you're 100% sure you can use it, then okay. Vertical or horizontal line?
Really like
X equals K, is that vertical or horizontal?
That's ripping
Up
it.
and down.
Yeah, I'm more of a dog person. My favorite animal, my favorite dog breed is Pitbull and Bloodhound.
Negative 1. And then the slope is up 3, up 3. Yeah, so now you're running, right? And then
You have to put it.
Wait, actually. Okay, cool.
4 negative.
Oh my gosh.
The 3.
My back is an
X, Y.
Back one up. It
works.
works. Goes back one up 3.
So it's 4.
I told you I was right.
You were right.
It's not a 1.
That kid man
Where is the Y
Waxy,
axis?
waxy.
Negative.
X, Y. So you should go up or down. Here's the Y. Notice that the point is at this Y value. The point is at this X value. So it's at 4, negative 1. So this right here, this big honking dot right here is over 4, down 1. So 4, negative 1.
Is that the correct?
I think I don't know how I got this wrong, but I got it wrong. How are we supposed to, one, how are we
It's
supposed to put
What did it say? They always say
Well,
something.
you-
One quick note for those of you trying to put a vertical line in your calculator, it doesn't do it. Right? So you can only put horizontal lines. So it will not, this calculator will not do a vertical line. 3 divided by square root. You can't put X equals. There are higher versions of this calculator that allow you to do that, but this one you can't.
What do you mean greasy?
No, they allow you to
That
draw
ain't
vertical lines. This one only allows you to do functions. and vertical lines.
That's helpful.
All right, which one are we talking about?
No, number one. The left guy. I'm gonna take it outside.
Yes, she was, I remember that. She literally was enjoying it. She was like, boy.
We have to all join.
Down 1 over 2. So from here, go down 1.
You sleep.
The club, you said?
No, I said a call.
Down.
You said club. You said
I was like,
club.
Colt? Call? Yeah, I have a flip phone, so
What? I can do it.
And you got your slip back.
until I get my actual phone.
Notice.
What is the actual phone?
It is Samsung. I just don't remember the type.
Which is why your calculator told you the right answer, but
How long
you
has it been?
did it wrong.
3 years.
Mine's an S7.
Why can't you take it away?
Because I was.
Yeah, so we're gonna put negative.
On the school day.
So we're gonna put negative. And then open parentheses.
Doesn't hyperlink from that.
And we're just gonna
No.
do top divided by bottom.
Typer, got her mom's phone.
Well,
My
I
phone used to be
just
most
want you to
advanced.
realize that it's top divided by bottom.
That's a word.
Like,
It's just strict
they
sometimes.
close your parentheses. There's negative 1 half.
I'm doing this.
I mean, yes, putting
Yeah, I
0.5
understand.
would have been just.
They don't want me to make the same mistakes they did with
7 halves.
Yeah.
You're right on it. You just don't make it negative.
It's not bad.
You have to get, section.
It's probably like
Just do negative.
795, at least a month.
I mean, I've done it so many times before, and they're like, I was born to since you did it again, disobey us.
Okay.
See if that you get it back. I mean, I've gotten drunk 5 times, so they were like, this is the last time that you until we think that you can sort that.
It does, but it's gonna put the cursor on
They didn't know because she was
the lines, therefore if you go left and right, notice the cursor stays on the line. That's what trace does. It traces.
parents knowing.
Notice I can't put the cursor off the line. That's what trace does. That's fine. Okay, so we're gonna do
Also,
Also,
she dug herself a deeper hole.
intersect.
Yeah, she lied
You
about
can
this.
use number 5.
It's like, do you have this number? No. Why am I looking at it right now? I don't have that number. I don't know who that is. It says right here that it's somebody named here. I'm just randomly saying the name, but it's
Which,
like,
by the way,
I don't know their name.
-2.
It was like,
Watch it be good.
watch it, and it was like, no solution for the vertical line. Also, mine's dead. It needs battery.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do the test with the guy.
She lied again. There's face or so she lies so many. She's so it was me. So it was me.
It's either yes or no, right?
Yes or no. So she's like digging herself.
You good on this? With the calculator too?
Yeah.
You good on this, Chris?
Yeah.
With the calculator too?
Yeah.
Christian? Christian? Hey.
Christian?
Weird.
Well, I have a Christian,
Well,
so
she-
if I didn't have a Christian, then I would say that for literally the previous class is Christian. Seventh grade, eighth grade. You got this with the calculator and by hand?
Yes.
Sarah, you got this with the calculator and by hand?
You made any progress so far? You just
Here, do it.
But I know how to do it. I legit just.
So what are we gonna do about the calculator? Okay, so then you need to find someone that you can borrow one from. That is in the 7th, 8th, or 9th grade, they'll let you borrow it for this class. Well, 10th graders do, right? Some 9th graders do as well too. That would be you guys. Calculator, we're good? My hand, we're good? You? You got a calculator? Yeah, you do the calculator.
Or you just sat there.
Yes?
Actually, they tried to finish that right now.
Don't be afraid to ask for help.
I can do other ones. Come on.
Well, it looks like the parallel, doesn't it?
What do you mean?
They can't be, these are not parallel. So let's see, we got a positive one and a positive. The slope is, see, you wrote it right here.
Wow.
In Falcon, you were like,
So that means from here, we're gonna go up, down 5, and then right 3, which is right 6. So I want you to go down 5,
I was
and then
okay.
right 3.
In Falcon, I was very
That's where the dot is.
immature.
and then I was in out of relationships and I was heartbroken so many times and I
Just did the slope backwards. What is it telling you to do?
And immature.
Up, left, right.
There's
It's positive. Positive is right, negative is left. So this is telling you rise over rise, you go,
That's not an excuse for how we're gonna.
what's that number?
Okay.
Down 1, right 3. So down 1, right 3, and then
I'm
you
gonna
go
destroy this calculator.
I think
No, you're like the nicest person. You like when a kid fell, you totally helped him up.
you literally went down to 5. It's not go down to negative 5.
Everyone says
Down
I'm
5.
No, you were. It was like the hardest
So that
sarcasm
down-
ever. You
I fell for it. Okay, I fell for it. Very nice.
I'm graphing nothing.
Sure.
Is that nice?
I'm feeling more.
Oh yeah, I zoomed out too many times.
Well, me, I don't draw lines, I just put dots. Okay? But I'm saying, step number 1, you go to the line intercept.
It broke it.
Oh my goodness. How do I reset the calculator?
Oh, easy.
Second plus 712.
You press, oh,
And then we need to do the, we need to
what do you do
go down
first?
1,
You press second,
right 2.
press second, and then 7, 1, 2. You press
And the opposite from here, up 1,
second.
left 2. So it goes up 1, left 2.
What do you do?
Press second,
Up 1.
2, 7, 1.
So now you can see, I don't draw the line, but I can see the dots.
You press the blue button
Second,
and then you
I
press
know
1
that, but I'm saying we gotta
and
prove
then
that. The y-intercept
he
is.
said the number.
No, that's X.
7, 4.
That's X.
7, 4, and then 1.
Oh, that's 1. So, second, 7, 4, 1. Nope.
You have to do plus first.
So
That's
it's
right.
Second, then
Down
plus, then
7,
second.
Oh.
right 2, so it's down 7, so it's the opposite. That's gonna be,
Reset. Hey,
no, opposite. of each
now's
number.
it fixed?
And then.
I see. Yeah.
You done?
I do.
Yeah. And that's why that's the answer. But I'm saying, can you do that?
Yes, sir.
It's not that hard, I agree. This one we gotta solve. Subtract the 2x. That makes sense? Okay. Now, everything by 3. And you don't freak out because you get a fraction because it's a slope, so it's like, okay, great. Hey, Ryan, Rylan, go back to your house. That didn't look like help.
I'm gonna see.
I'm just gonna say my.
All right, so.
I'm gonna say my.
There you go. That was perfect. We have enough room. We don't have room.
Nice.
That's perfect, perfect. Guarantee it's gonna be one of these 3 odds. All right, second question. And this one literally is just the same darn thing.
Is it right? 9, 1 over 2. Yep.
Perfect.
I wrote my calculator.
No, you're not. Because the other previous one, you had a number attached to something. So this is, that's literally what's gonna graph.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, you did.
Thank you for.
Second plus
Down
7.
to, yeah, you got it right. And then
I'm gonna put them out now.
You're just staring at me.
Clearly the opposite direction.
Probably killed it.
Well, intercept probably.
What is that?
The intercept is. I think it's -1.
No, it's not even.
There we go.
How do you do wait? How do you get to the thing again?
I actually got a good amount of sleep yesterday. I'm so tired. I got a full 8 hours. Honestly, the less sleep I have, the more energy I've got. It's all the energy saved up for me for 24 hours.
Yeah. What do you mean?
I'm scared.
Grab that.
Wait, and then came to our brother yesterday.
Can you see my anime girl down there?
Oh, common error. Hey, we are not doing that. Cards away. Now do it also by hand.
See, I'm doing it.
You also gotta do it by hand, not just the calculator, do it by hand. I know, but let's do a couple of these by hand right now. Pick one. Yeah, but they're easy. They're really easy. Pick one. Yes, they are. Let me show you. Okay. Y-intercept. That's the slope. Y-intercept. Put a dot at the Y value 1. What's the slope? I want you to write the x is not part of the slope. It's just the number. I want to put -5 over 3. So put -5 over 3. The other way of writing that would be the opposite of this. The opposite of -5 is, so write 5 over, not 3, opposite of 3. These two fractions are exactly the same. You can either use either one from that value. So you want to go up or you want to go down. So we're going to go up 5 and then left 3. We have 5, we don't have 5. So let's go down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right 3. We only get 2 dots on this one. It's going to be one of those 2 dots. Right. The second one, what's the y-intercept? Put a dot on the y value, make 3.
6 chocolate bars.
And then that same process.
Thank you.
What's the slope say? Down 1, left 3. Notice that doesn't. I'm sorry, down 1, right. Sorry. Down 1, right 3. And look in there, it's the same point. There's the intersection. So if we needed to draw the 2 lines, right? It would have been this and this. And the intersect right here, which you already knew, which was at 4, -1, no way. Let's type that into our calculator again. That's not the answer. Unless that's the answer to this one. Oh, never mind. I was gonna say, wait. Yes.
You knew that. We all know that by now. True. But why is that no different from all the other ones I never got?
And 5. When the bell rang. I think we do 17 minutes.
No. She's like, she's so paranoid now. She's like arching her back.
Do it.
Or like,
She's like,
Just do it.
it's like your arm is like out.
Most likely, that's maybe you left off the X sometimes.
Just something running at you. Just touched out like,
And I make that back. Some people argue that I just did it. You go like
there we go.
Feet away.
It looks like a shirt. Like he's got to
No.
Surprise face.
Oh, that's how you started. Obviously,
I don't
I don't know. This one's somewhere on that line.
I don't know.
Three, but we don't know where this one
No,
goes.
it's
This here could be anywhere along this line. So grab this one.
Did you get highlighter?
You're
I
not
don't
gonna
want
get
to
it.
use it.
Oh, I did this wrong.
Yes, you did. Show me what. No, that was the right. Yeah. That's the other line that you messed up on. What the line is on?
I don't want to teach them. Well, you have to drive them if they don't follow.
Vegetables and rice and ingredients, like not food.
Be going. You know how to do this one?
That's where you start.
I didn't buy him.
Yeah. So that's, that's the answer. I was trying to figure out how they got that.
And you can see it.
That's the answer that they give you. This is the horizontal line. The whole is combined, so it goes all the way across here. All of that is the horizontal.
Hey,
Yeah.
you need to finish your sheet.
I have a question.
My bad. I'm done.
Immediately, so
I have 3 questions.
anything on that line okay, that
Thank you.
You're tracing our current.
Look, I was thinking it like this, trying to solve too. I'm like, where would
All
that
right,
fit?
here's your
Yeah,
current.
it's a line on that. Thank you.
Well, I forgot about this.
Everything by 20 feet is small. Like they should do that.
Everything by.
Really?
No, it's not a
That's
joke.
okay, because it's not that slow. I remember you wrote it backwards.
I am done.
Something about Amazon.
There's a first point.
I am done.
Yeah, you look like you need a dog.
Be careful.
Me and my mom shared Amazon account just in case, like, we'll put things in the cart and then one of us is doing magic buy it for each other.
No, it's not a joke.
My parents used to let me sign this for account.
I will write the slow. And I think rise over rock.
Oh, there's always like all around. I don't know if you find.
Did my knuckles broken?
And I got one, and I was like, oh no. Yeah, I need
I
two
didn't
cards.
know it was Monday. No, I didn't know. I did it. I did it twice.
You guys
I
don't
got
like
the first one. Not the second one, I broke my knuckle.
It was like I think in my
I'm gonna get it again.
So, yeah. We have lunch. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I barely did it.
And then we have the size. That's
Yeah, and then there's over here.
I'm trying to rip it off.
Just like stuff.
I tried like you. No wonder your ankles hurt.
No, she not.
Shower those.
Stop it.
No, like, I was like on the back of my heels, so like whenever I wash.
I wonder what it's like when I actually.
Yeah, I enjoy reading it so much.
Dude, I can see me like for something like that. I was like,
Next time I'm a vampire.
oh my gosh, it's just second grade thing. It's such a second grade.
Okay, we're not at the intersection point yet. That's
Why
right.
should you
Do it until we see it.
Dude, maybe
I remember like the kids that were vampires. Like, I was like, oh my god.
Stop one. Since you already know the answer.
What? What?
way too serious.
All right, listen up. So here's where we stand. I only gave you 12 problems. At least a third of you were done very quickly, which is about what I expected. A third of you, it took, maybe you were done about 5-10 minutes ago, and the rest of you, I had to literally whip and beat to finish the whole paper, right? Hey, big picture stuff. As a class, right, that third part of that, where I'm the one that has to force you to do the work, is not where it needs to be. Not for high school students, right? It's not my job necessarily to motivate you to do what you're supposed to do, right? I'm here to instruct you, to help you, whatnot, but the motivation part, I get no joy out of that. You shouldn't get any joy out of me telling you,
Motivation.
get your work done, get your work done. Scarily enough, like in a little bit over 3 years, you guys are going to be out there either with a job or in college. Once you get there to a job or college, she can say this as well, no one beats me to come to work, right? I either choose to come to work or I get fired, right? Agreed, but I'm saying the person who can't put it together of self-motivation to do well in everything you do in life is the same person that, and it happens in real life too, you will see, as you get older, you will see people that literally are as lazy as some of the kids are here today. Like they literally have to be told to do things. As an employer, there's no motivation whatsoever to give that person money. It's easier to, well, there's 20 other people that want to do that job. I'm not saying you gotta like doing things, right? There's some things that truly are drudgery, but you gotta have some self-motivation, right? Now, for the people that got it all done first and then you were messing around, okay, well, that's more me not giving you enough work, but I also didn't want to give you 46 of these to do. But for the people who I literally had to go up and say, get your stuff out, let's get this going, do some self-reflection, right? Are you showing the correct attitude in school? Hopefully we got to the point, okay, now I'm switching gears here. Hopefully we got to the point where everyone is very confident, graphing things by hand and doing it with a calculator. That's all we needed to be, right? The common mistakes that I saw were the standard ones. Somebody does the slope backwards. Somebody, when they're typing in their calculator, forgets that a negative key, you got to use the negative button. Somebody forgets to put the X in. Those were the common mistakes. We got 3 things to do this chapter: solve by graphing, solve by substitution, solve by elimination. We just finished the easy stuff. Okay. Solve by graphing is the easiest one. It's the one that it's very easy to get students to where they're very confident. The next 2 techniques, and I'm just giving you this one because this was painful to do by graphing. The next 2 techniques are, it's a whole bunch of algebra. One is no fun, one is, well, it ends up being kind of fun. Solve by substitution is no fun. No one likes it, myself included. I will never solve by substitution if I can get away with it. I will always do it by graphing or by elimination. But it's also something I got to teach to you. It's an important technique as well, too. We're to spend 3 days doing a very challenging algebra situation. The equations are going to be this long, and it's going to take this much to do them. I'm going to fill this entire screen full of numbers, and the numbers are going to be small. It's got that many steps. And the reason being is because every single one that we've done so far, X, or where the 2 lines intersect, ends up being nice, pretty numbers. 1, -4, 0, 3. For all the other types of equations that don't intersect at a lattice point, it intersects at -0.37462. The ones like that, they have to be solved using algebra, not by graphing. So steel yourself to the fact that we're about to, starting tomorrow, for 3 days, for substitution, and then 3 days for elimination. You'll like elimination, but 3 days for substitution and 3 days for elimination. It's going to be nothing but algebra.
What was this one?
This was solved by graphing.
Yes, you-
It is easy, right? The steps for substitution and elimination, there's lots of steps. Okay, we got to do it for 3 days because you will need 3 days of practice to become proficient at it. It's also very frustrating when you do 17 steps to get to an answer and you screw up your first step. When you screw up the first step, boy, does it go wrong really badly. Unfortunately for us, this is the state of, well, Algebra 1 and Algebra 2. Graduation requirement for the school is Algebra 2. It's also for 49 as well, so you got to make it through Algebra 2. So whenever we do something challenging, you just say to yourself, okay, I'm going to do something challenging, but I'm going to show up and I'm going to pay attention and I'll put effort. And then also, I'm not going to let the teacher go too far if I'm lost. You're going to stop and say, what did you just do? Why did you do that? Because it can absolutely turn into a big hot mess if you don't know what you're doing and you weren't paying attention. Okay. All right. I got nothing else for you. No, we can't go eat early. So, Merry Christmas. You get five minutes off.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Don't tear up the classroom.
Tear it up.
All right. Haley, did you ever show back up? Nope. All right. Hey guys, e-learners, if you have any questions, send me a chat or email. See you guys tomorrow.